Quinoa, great source of protein. It also has the benefit of having all essential amino acids needed for health. Now, protein in your body is built from amino acids, and you can't make all the amino acids that you need in your body. There's 9 of them you need that are essential.
In a world filled with conflicting claims about cancer risks, it's natural to feel skeptical about how much diet truly impacts the body's natural defenses. However, research into cell growth, DNA expression, and cancer development reveals that what we consume can play a powerful role in preventing and even combating cancer. By understanding how certain foods can either inhibit or activate cancer cell growth, the importance of nutrition becomes undeniable. In this video, we'll explore how 2 gluten-free foods can enhance the body's ability to fight disease and support overall health naturally. Let's dive into the science behind these 2 powerful foods and discover their potential impact on cancer prevention. Meet Dr. William Li, a world-renowned Harvard-trained medical doctor, researcher, and president and founder of the Angiogenesis Foundation. His work has led to more than 40 FDA-approved therapeutics and devices for cancer, cardiovascular disease, wound healing, and vision loss. He is also a New York Times best-selling author of Eat to Beat Disease, The New Science of How Your Body Can Heal Itself, and Eat to Beat Diet, Burn Fat, Heal Your Metabolism, and Live Longer. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified health provider with any medical questions. Do not ignore or delay seeking professional advice because of this video. Any footage of individuals shown is for commentary and discussion purposes only. Quinoa.
In fact, lectins are kind of the super glue that holds our tissues together. If you didn't have lectins, you'd literally fall apart. Okay, like you would just like literally you'd fall apart. So lectins are actually part of who we are, and there are hundreds of different kinds of lectins, and yeah, there are a few of them that are in fact poisonous. All right, but there's a whole mythology, okay, about lectins and their toxicity that, once again, I'm sure somebody well-intentioned started to put together the facts, and then it started to snowball into essentially an urban legend that got spread everywhere. And we know when you talk about lots of people being aware of lectins, what they're aware of the narrative behind lectins, but they're not really yet informed on the science behind lectins, because most people don't know that without lectins they'd fall apart.
Dr. Li recommends quinoa for its remarkable nutritional benefits, making it an excellent choice for supporting cancer prevention and fat loss. Quinoa is a gluten-free, high-protein seed packed with essential nutrients like magnesium, fiber, and a full set of amino acids, making it a complete protein source. This means it contains all 9 essential amino acids necessary for body functions and tissue repair. One of the key reasons Dr. Li emphasizes quinoa is its positive impact on blood sugar regulation and insulin sensitivity. With a low glycemic index, quinoa releases glucose slowly into the bloodstream, helping to maintain steady blood sugar levels. This not only supports weight management by reducing cravings, but also aids in fat loss by preventing spikes that lead to fat storage. According to a review in the American Society of Microbiology, a study looked at how quinoa can help with weight loss and improve health. Researchers used mice that were fed a high-fat diet to see how quinoa affected their weight and health. The study found that the mice that ate quinoa gained less weight and had less body fat compared to those that only ate a high-fat diet. Quinoa worked almost as well as a medicine called metformin, which helps people with diabetes. Additionally, quinoa helped lower important health numbers like blood sugar and bad cholesterol, meaning it can help keep our bodies healthier. The study also showed that quinoa changed the types of bacteria in the mice's guts, increasing the good bacteria that help with digestion and overall health while reducing the bad bacteria that can make us gain weight. Furthermore, quinoa helps our bodies by changing how our gut bacteria work, and by assisting in managing sugar and fat better.
Wow. Quinoa, great source of protein. It also has the benefit of having all essential amino acids needed for health. Now, protein in your body is built from amino acids, and you can't make all the amino acids that you need in your body. There's 9 of them you need that are essential, meaning you need to get it from your diet. And quinoa is the solution. It's got the protein, it's got all 9 amino acids. 1 cup of quinoa has 8 grams of protein, and the quinoa is also a source of dietary fiber, good for gut health, lowering inflammation, all supports longevity.
Quinoa also contains phytonutrients, including quercetin and camphorol, which are known for their anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. These compounds help protect cells from oxidative stress and DNA damage, both of which can contribute to cancer development. Additionally, the high fiber content in quinoa promotes digestive health, supporting waste elimination and potentially lowering the risk of colorectal cancer. According to a review in Foods, a study looked at how special proteins from quinoa can help fight colon cancer. Quinoa is a healthy grain that is packed with nutrients, and the researchers wanted to see if the tiny pieces of protein, called peptides, that come from quinoa could stop cancer cells from growing. The scientists found that when they tested these quinoa peptides on colon cancer cells, the peptides did some amazing things. They lowered the levels of certain proteins that can help cancer grow and increased the levels of a protein that helps kill cancer cells. This means that quinoa peptides might help protect against cancer by stopping it from growing and helping to kill cancer cells. The study is important because many people are getting colon cancer, and eating healthy foods can help prevent it. Quinoa is not only tasty but also very nutritious, making it a great food choice. You can easily add quinoa to your meals to enjoy its health benefits. Here is a delicious recipe to incorporate quinoa into your diet. A hearty quinoa and vegetable stir-fry. Start by rinsing 1 cup of quinoa under cold water, then cook it in 2 cups of vegetable broth for added flavor. Bring the quinoa and broth to a boil, then reduce to a simmer, cover, and let it cook for about 15 minutes until the liquid is absorbed and the quinoa becomes fluffy. While the quinoa cooks, heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Add diced onion, bell peppers, and a handful of broccoli florets, stirring until the vegetables soften. For an extra boost of flavor and nutrients, toss in some minced garlic, sliced mushrooms, and a sprinkle of turmeric. Once the vegetables are tender, add the cooked quinoa to the skillet and stir everything together, seasoning with salt, pepper, and a dash of cumin for a warm, earthy flavor. To finish, drizzle a bit of tamari or low-sodium soy sauce over the mixture and stir well, allowing the flavors to meld. Serve the stir-fry warm, garnished with chopped fresh parsley or cilantro for added freshness. This quinoa stir-fry is not only easy to prepare, but also packed with plant-based protein, fiber, and antioxidants, making it a delicious way to enjoy the health benefits of quinoa in a flavorful, satisfying meal. Soybeans.
Outside of Kyoto, Japan, these villagers were all vegetarians. They ate mostly soy, okay? And he had frozen jars of this urine. And his boss, his supervisor, said, go find something interesting to do with the urine or toss it out. So he went to look for hormones inside the urine, thinking that he was an endocrinologist. So he was interested in looking at hormones. When he ran the urine underneath this thing called a mass spectrometry, okay, you see these spikes. And he found a spike that didn't belong in the human. And it only came from the soybean. And it was a spike of genistein. So he cut out that spike, which we can do in the lab, and he tested it on blood vessels that would be feeding cancer. It immediately stopped those blood vessels from growing. And so this was to discover that genistein, found in plant-based foods like soybeans, could actually be anti-angiogenic, and they could cut off the blood supply feeding cancers.
Dr. Lee recommends soy for its rich profile of bioactive compounds that offer both cancer-fighting properties and metabolic benefits. Soy is known for its high-quality plant protein, making it a valuable food source, especially for those following plant-based or gluten-free diets. Unlike most plant proteins, soy provides a complete protein with all essential amino acids, supporting muscle maintenance, tissue repair, and overall cellular function. One of the main reasons Dr. Lee highlights soy is its content of isoflavones, specifically genistein and didzine, which act as phytoestrogens. These compounds have a mild estrogen-like effect in the body and are associated with lower risks of hormone-related cancers, such as breast and prostate cancers. Isoflavones are thought to bind to estrogen receptors in a way that may reduce the activity of more potent, naturally occurring estrogens, thus potentially protecting against estrogen-driven cancer growth.
When he ran the urine underneath this thing called a mass spectrometry, okay, you see these spikes. And he found a spike that didn't belong in the human. and it only came from the soybean. And it was a spike of genistein. So he cut out that spike, which we can do in the lab, and he tested it on blood vessels that would be feeding cancer. It immediately stopped those blood vessels from growing. And so this was to discover that genistein found in plant-based foods like soybeans could actually be anti-angiogenic, and they could cut off the blood supply feeding cancers. It really was a mind-blowing discovery. And I read this, and I know Ted Fosis, we had this conversation about it, and it was absolutely amazing to think about what other secrets might be in food that could help to control the blood vessels. Now remember, earlier we talked about the fact that growing fat needs extra blood vessels, right? So it's trying to grow those blood vessels. If you deliberately cut off the blood vessels that are feeding fat, all right, it'll actually shrink the tube. It'll shrink tumors, and it'll also shrink fat. So although the tumor wants to grow more blood vessels, and it can't, so it starts to die in the middle. If you then step in and do an intervention to really cut off the blood vessels, that fat mass will shrink. And this has been shown very conclusively in the lab that this can actually happen. Green tea, the catechins, EGCG, powerful anti-angiogenic, can cut off the blood supply feeding tumors, can cut off the blood supply feeding fat as well. So
A study in Frontiers in Nutrition looked at the relationship between soy consumption and cancer risk. Researchers analyzed data from numerous studies that looked at how dietary intake of soy isoflavones, and soy protein affected the incidence of cancer. They found that a higher intake of soy was linked to a reduced risk of developing various types of cancer, particularly breast and prostate cancer. To reach these conclusions, the researchers examined 78 studies that included over 4 million participants. The findings showed that people who consumed more soy had about a 10% lower risk of overall cancer incidence compared to those who consumed less. Additionally, for every increase of 25 grams of soy consumed daily, the risk of cancer decreased by about 4%. The more soy people ate, the lower their cancer risk appeared to be. The researchers also looked at soy isoflavones specifically, and found that those who had the highest intake of these compounds had a 6% lower risk of overall cancer compared to those with the lowest intake. They noted that the protective effects of soy might be primarily due to these isoflavones, which are thought to have antioxidant properties and may help reduce inflammation in the body.
Beans, I mentioned this already. White beans, black beans, fava beans, chickpeas, lentils, great source of protein, help you maintain muscle mass. Also a good source of dietary fiber, good for your gut microbiome, as I said before. And also beans help to reduce blood lipids, decrease blood glucose levels. All right, so all metabolically healthy as well. Now, how much protein are some beans, legumes? Let's talk about this. 1 cup of chickpeas has 14 grams of protein and 12 grams of dietary fiber. The dietary fiber is really, really important as well. So you're getting twofer, protein and dietary fiber. You can try, again, making a bean stew, bean soup, chickpeas. You can actually do all kinds of things with them. Just look up a recipe, chickpeas recipe, and hit video on Google, and you'll actually get shown from people who are really passionate about what they do how to make something really tasty using chickpeas, for example. And clinical studies have shown that eating beans can help to lower your blood pressure as well, which lowers the risk of heart attack and stroke. So again, we're talking about longevity, we're talking about protein, and now we're talking about foods that contain protein, but also have other benefits and clinically shown connections to longevity as well.
In addition to its anti-cancer potential, soy is also beneficial for cardiovascular health. It has been shown to improve cholesterol levels by reducing LDL, bad cholesterol, while supporting HDL, good cholesterol, which can lower the risk of heart disease. Its high fiber content promotes healthy digestion and helps regulate blood sugar levels, supporting metabolic health and weight management. Moreover, soy is naturally low in saturated fat, making it an ideal protein choice for maintaining a heart-healthy, anti-inflammatory diet. According to a review in the journal Nutrients, a study investigated how eating soy products can help people who are overweight or obese lose weight. The researchers analyzed 22 different studies that included a total of 870 participants, both men and women, to see if soy foods like soy milk, soy protein, and soy shakes could help them shed some pounds. The studies varied in length, with some lasting just a few weeks and others going on for several months. The results showed that eating soy products helped people lose about 0.34 kilograms, which is a little less than a pound, and also reduce their body fat and waist size. This was especially true for Asian individuals and non-menopausal women, who saw even greater benefits. The study found that soy products might help with weight loss in a few important ways. First, soy protein can make you feel full, which means you might eat less overall. Second, soy contains special compounds called isoflavones that can help your body burn fat and keep your blood sugar levels steady. These isoflavones can also improve insulin sensitivity, which is important for managing weight. Lastly, soy is high in fiber, which is good for digestion and helps you feel satisfied after meals. The researchers included a wide range of soy products in their analysis, making their findings more comprehensive. They looked at different types of soy foods, such as soy milk, soy shakes, and even whole soybeans, to see how each affected weight loss. This variety means that there are many delicious ways to enjoy soy in your diet. Here's a delicious recipe to incorporate soy into your diet. A flavorful soy-based stir-fry with tofu and vegetables. Begin by pressing a block of firm tofu to remove excess moisture, then cut it into bite-sized cubes. Heat a tablespoon of olive or sesame oil in a large skillet over medium-high heat. Add the tofu cubes, cooking until they are golden and crispy on all sides. While the tofu cooks, prepare a colorful mix of vegetables like bell peppers, snap peas, carrots, and broccoli. Once the tofu is crispy, set it aside on a plate. Then add the vegetables to the same skillet, stirring until they are tender crisp. For extra flavor, add minced garlic, ginger, and a splash of low-sodium soy sauce or tamari, allowing the vegetables to absorb the seasoning. Return the tofu to the skillet and toss everything together. To finish, drizzle a small amount of toasted sesame oil for a nutty aroma and garnish with sliced green onions or sesame seeds. This tofu and vegetable stir-fry is not only easy to make but also packed with plant-based protein, fiber, and essential nutrients. If you found value in this video so far and appreciate the many hours of effort that went into creating it, please consider liking the video and leaving a comment to support the channel.